As we get closer to next year's presidential election, we have to start talking about what a potential Trump cabinet would look like. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video today. It is time that we talk about the 2024 presidential election. And really, this discussion's about what a potential Trump cabinet would look like. Now, let me be clear about something before I forget. This is not 100% going to be Trump's cabinet. That's the first thing. We're only in 2023. But this is from Axios, and this is based on some quote-unquote, I guess you could say, boundaries, requirements, whatever. And they're trying to figure out, okay, what's the current state of affairs for a Trump cabinet? Which I think's the most important thing Trump has to figure out now, because, let's be real, the Trump cabinet in the first term absolutely screwed him. He had Ben Carlson then, that was about it. The rest were either incompetent, liars, or they flat out backstabbed him, like Bill Barr. It was not a good cabinet, and it hindered Trump's ability. So I think this is a good step in the direction to get some very interesting names in a cabinet. But first, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Now, one thing before I forget, I recommend everybody watches Yankee Perspective's video on the same subject. Why? Because I think he has overall the best and really the most realistic list of anybody. Now, this list is just based on sources and based on, some requirements Trump has for cabinet positions. So this isn't 100%, but I still recommend go watch Yankee Perspective's video after this one. He details who should be in what position, why they're good, and all that stuff. But let's get into it. Former President Trump, if elected, would build a cabinet and White House staff based mainly on two imperatives: pre-vetted loyalty to him and a commitment to stretch legal governance boundaries, sources who talk often with the leading GOP candidate tells Axios. I just love how Axios make it sound like that, it's a military dictatorship that he's trying to establish. It's not. In fact, I think this is common sense. The guy that you're appointing, he should be loyal. That's one IQ stuff. If the guy isn't loyal, he's going to backstab you in every turn. Why have him? And that was Trump's biggest issue. The assholes he surrounded himself with, they weren't good. They were incompetent, and they didn't help him. They, in fact, backstabbed them at every possible turn. And that was a big issue with Trump's first term. In fact, that's really the only problem with Trump's first term. If it wasn't for that, I don't think he would have had much problem. Trump would fill the most powerful jobs in the government with men like Stephen Miller, Senator J.D. Vance of Ohio, wow, Vance, and Kash Patel, which I agree with. You need names like this, not frickin' Bill Barr and what the frick that guy was, the Secretary of State was named. There's just so many idiots in Trump's administration, and outside of like Ben Carlson, they all sucked. They all backstabbed him. It's like, you can't have that. With the possible return of Steve Bannon, 100%. I think Trump missed that bad. When he got rid of Steve Bannon because of the shit that went down behind the closed doors, a lot of the stuff Trump wanted to do, he really couldn't. Because Bannon was the guy pushing for stuff like the controversial travel ban. If Trump went in 2024, he'll turn to loyalists who share his zeal to punish critics, purge non-believers, and take controversial legal military action, sources tell us. Good. We need that right now. For those that don't live under a rock, we all know this country has a lot of problems, and Trump only has 4 years to fix as much as he can, and really he needs to. I mean, the fact that you have the deep state, the Department of Justice, whatever you want to call these bozos. They're going after parents for merely protesting at a school board meeting, but they're not doing anything about the southern border. It's like, this is why there's some serious problems. They're going after our own citizens before possible terrorists at the border. It's just absolutely mind-boggling. And these controversial legal and military actions, maybe to the left, maybe to the establishment, but for common sense people, these are not controversial. Like, hey, maybe we shouldn't, target innocent Americans. Maybe we should go after traitors in the government. Maybe we should go after people that really deserve it. They want to target and jail critics, including government officials and journalists, deport undocumented immigrants, or put them in internment camps, and unleash the military to target drug cartels in Mexico, or possibly crack down on criminals or protesters at home. I agree with most of this, Now, I want to know more about target government officials. Are they talking about, some guy from the IRS? I doubt that. I think they're talking more about, people that pushed the fake Russiagate crap, and they knew about it. They lied to the American people to purposely, flat out, it was a coup attempt against the president. Russiagate's real. It's real. He's illegitimate. That's possible, a possible legal recourse, I guess, but I still want to see more of that. But outside of that, I agree with the rest of this. Deport undocumented immigrants, unleash the military on the drug cartels, and really crack down on protesters and criminals. I mean, this is getting absurd, what's happening in these cities. I mean, you can't even walk down New York City without possibly getting mugged. What does that tell you? They want to scrap rules that limit their ability to purge government workers deemed disloyal. Again, this is just common sense stuff. Yeah, if they're not loyal to the government, they're not loyal to the country, it's like, why keep them? If they suck at their job, get rid of them. Trump hasn't settled on specific roles for specific figures, and hates it when his staff and friends speculate otherwise. It's not his DNA to do detailed personal planning, and a lot depends on the last few people he's talked to. But in rolling conversations with friends and advisors, he's been clear about the type of men, and they're almost all older white men. He'd want to serve at his pleasure if he were to win a second term. What do you frickin' do if they're white? America's like 65% white or something. It's like, whoop-de-doo. We're a white country still. We're majority white. It's not as much as 20 years ago, but it is. Who cares? I don't get why they make a big deal about it being all white men. Whoopie-doo. If they're good at their job, who cares? We wrote last month about the multi-million-dollar effort to vet loyalists for up to 50,000 lower-level government jobs in the Trump administration. This is about their potential bosses. And you just start looking more into it. This is good stuff. Making sure you actually drain the swamp with people that are going to do their job and they're actually be loyal to. That's a good thing. Now, as for who are some of the VP choices, who's some of the cabinet positions, there's been talks about Marjorie Taylor Greene, J.D. Vance, Huckabee Sanders even, from Arkansas. But oddly enough, there's one that there's been a lot of push for in the past week or so. And it's being pushed by, surprisingly, the former First Lady, Melania Trump. She is an advocate for it, I can't believe I'm saying this, for picking Tucker Carlson, the booted Fox News star. Yeah, Melania. I've always liked her as a First Lady. I thought she was great. This just reinforces my point. She's a great First Lady, and she's advocating for Tucker Carlson. Now, let's be clear about one thing, all right? This is the definition of boom or bust. This is either going to go really good, or it's going to go horribly. Why? It's Tucker Carlson. There's no in between. And it's a dynamic that, if it works, it works. But if it doesn't, there's a lot of problems because you can't just get rid of your VP guy. This is a choice of do you want to risk somebody like Carlson who knows what he's talking about, but also could potentially turn off some voters? It's one of those things where you're damned if you do and you're damned you don't. It's a 50-50 shot, by the way, if this goes good or not, if it's Tucker. Like, it's not 100% guaranteed it's a bust. The 50% shot, it actually benefits Trump. A 50% shot, it just backfires bad. And I like Tucker, but I'm still a bit hesitant on picking him as VP. But it's funny that Melania is the one that's actually pushing for him. It's out of the blue, but she thinks that Carlson would make a powerful onstage extension of her husband, which I could see being true. But there's been some people that have said, like, he could outshine Trump, which could be a big problem because Trump, you can't outshine him. That doesn't go well. And that's my big problem. It's like, do you want to have the risk of Trump just hating Tucker right away? I don't know. But it's a very interesting twist. It's Melania. It's like, of all people, you would have thought it would have been like Eric Trump or something, but no, it's his wife. Now, others that are likely to hold power, and this list is freaking amazing. Stephen Miller, Mike Davis, Steve Bannon, Kash Patel. I mean, Johnny McEntee. I don't know who that is. But the rest of these. Jeffrey Clark. These are some really good choices. Even Rick Grinnell wouldn't be terrible as a Secretary of State. These are definitely some very good choices. Way better than freaking Bill Barr. Lee Zeldin's even mentioned, and Kushner. Ugh. Which, if he goes back to his foreign policy stuff, I could see that being a positive. Say what you will about Kushner. I don't know what he cooked up, but he did some good stuff in the Middle East when it comes to peace deals with the several affairs that he signed. It's like, he did a good job. But it's one of those things where it's like, do they like each other still? Do they hate each other? I don't know. But there's definitely a lot of good choices here. And Tom Connon's mentioned, but what would Connon do? Be Secretary of Defense? Probably a problem. But either way, folks, I gotta say that this is overall a very solid list. I mean, there's some really good choices. I mean, these are not like Bill Barr types where everybody knew that was gonna be a disaster. These are very solid, very loyal to Trump, but also they're actually good. They're good on the issues. They're America First warriors, most of them. And they would help Trump, not backstab him. But the Tucker Carlson stuff, this is just the part that I don't know about. But the fact it's Melania pushing her, or not him, or her, him, it's very odd. But anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.